there, and welcome. Well, it's Friday, time for an anomaly. And strangely enough, this Friday is Halloween. Now, I've never been much of a Halloween person, and part of that comes from the fact that when we were kids, we lived in such little towns and we lived outside town. When I was in my prime trick-or-treating stage, we lived in a little tiny town, and we didn't even really live in town, we lived outside of town. And so I never really got into it. But I've been thinking about it, and thinking about it in terms of this week. And what I want to tell you about is how you make magic for young people. I really believed in trying to make magic for my students. Now, a lot of times this was just doing something like making cookies for them. I baked cookies for my students every year, and every once in a while I really went all out. I'd make sugar cookies and decorate them and put their initials on them so that each kid had their own very special cookie just for them. And that's a lot of fun to do that for students. Strangely enough, that's just a blast. But I want to tell you about the story of the magic trick. Now, I read a mystery with the kids. We were reading a mystery, and I realized when I was reading the mystery that the detective in the book had figured out how a magician did a trick. So I feel perfectly at liberty to share this with you because I was not trying to be a magician. I think magicians are sworn to not tell their secrets, but I wasn't trying to be a magician. I was just reading a book for fun. Anyway, this magic trick is kind of a mentalist trick. You tell someone, I'm going to plant a thought in your mind, and then I'm going to prove that I planted the thought. Well, of course, this is hooey, but it was a trick that was fairly simple that I figured out, and I thought I'd do it and see how it affected the kids, and I did it around Halloween. The trick involves taking a deck of cards and sorting it by suits. All the clubs together, all the spades together, all the hearts and all the diamonds, and putting them all in little envelopes. Now, that's a big part of the trick, is the little envelopes. So you put these little groups of cards in envelopes, and what I did was, for the 7th card in each set, I put a paper clip on that envelope. Then I had an outfit, a loose outfit, that had 4 pockets in it. I happened to have a black kind of leather vest that I used, and it had 2 inside pockets, and then I had 2 pockets in my slacks or my skirt. I like skirts with pockets. And so I put, down low I put the black suits, and up high I put the red suits. So all the spades were in my left hand, all the clubs were in my right, all the diamonds were over all the hearts were over my heart, and all the diamonds were on my right. So I'd say, I'm going to put a thought in your head. And the way I did it was, I said it the day before. I said, this takes time. This kind of trick actually takes time. I have to spend real energy and time putting this thought in your head. So I'd pick a kid in the class and I'd say, I'm going to put a thought in your head. And so, yeah, sure, ma'am. Anyway, so of course, when the day came, I'd say, okay, what card are you thinking of? It didn't matter which card they said, I was ready. If they said the Ace of Spades, all I had to do was go into my left hand skirt pocket and choose the card nearest my body, the envelope nearest my body. If they said the 7 of Spades, I chose the envelope with the clip on it. If they chose the Queen of Spades, I'd go the 2nd card from the top out on the outside. So any card they asked for, I had and could give them in an envelope. Now further, if I wanted to really further make this trick work, I could have put the kid's name on every envelope, which would really have, but I didn't need to, okay? So So all you have to do is practice fetching the card out so that it looks really natural. You know, fetching it out with whatever hand and getting used to that. That's the big thing. So the really fun part of this, first of all, it did freak the kids out. It did. Many of them are not sneakily minded. I'm definitely not. I couldn't have figured out that trick. The detective did. Many of them aren't sneakily minded, so they're shocked by it. I mean, an envelope with the card in it, and really, but the really funny part was this one. You ready for the really funny part? I was in the lounge on one of the days that I played this trick on my kids. And I was standing there in the lounge, and I had a friend. She was one of the coaches in the school, and we were talking. And I said, "Yeah, I've been doing this mind reading or this mind control trick with my students." And she said, "Oh yeah, let's hear it." And I said, "Well, I tell them I'm going to put a card in your mind." Okay, so I'm going to put a card in your mind, and then I say, "Okay, say the card that comes to your mind, the first card that comes to your mind." And she said it, and it was like. The two of clubs. I think it was the two of clubs. So I reached into my right hand pocket and handed her an envelope. And she went, like, what? And she opened the envelope and she went, ah! I mean, it messed with her bad, and for some reason it just made my day that it messed with a grown-up bad. Worse than it messed with any of the kids. All the kids, I think the kids had begun to think I was a mind reader. There were a number of things. There were a number of tricks I did to try to convince them I was a mind reader, but she really, that really affected her. I loved it. It was so much fun. I think I understand why magicians get into it. I get it. To me, the practice is boring, but I did have a friend in college who did magic tricks, and truth be told, he was a really nice guy, and one time when I was feeling really low and sad, right after my dad died, he caught up with me at that time. I don't know why we were hanging out. I think we were working at the radio station together, and he sensed my misery, and he did a little magic show for me, and it was nice and fun, and it made me really feel better that somebody cared enough about me to do a little magic trick just to make me laugh, make me amused, make me mystified. I think that's a great thing for a teacher to do. Every once in a while, create some of your own magic with your students. It doesn't have to be content-centered. It should just be fun. Not all the time. Don't make it something they expect or feel entitled to. Make it a special thing. Every once in a while, do a little magic. I promise you, the kids will be more than appreciative. That's it for today. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope you see me again. You gorgeous people.